PSG leading the break. Gomes looking for the overlap. Alba inside. It's Messi!
Outside, it plays it inside. Great tackle, but oh, he's finished off by Xavi. It's over from him, but it's Messi. It's Iniesta!
Hello community, welcome back to another Barcelona match review. Barcelona beats Sevilla 3-0. Alright, that was something. I mean, definitely an improved performance from our previous match. It was a good match in overall, but I think the halves had different stories. In first as well as the second half, there was different stories. Nonetheless, I think overall we did a good comeback and we really did well getting those 3 points. An absolute brilliance for Barcelona. But yeah, I mean, it went pretty good. We, of course, got the important 3 points with which now we are top of the league, 8 points lead over Real Madrid as they lost their match today as well against Mallorca. So big stuff, amazing stuff for Barcelona. And yeah, let's discuss as to how Xavi and the squad managed to beat Sevilla. Let's talk about it. And let's begin with the starting 11. Ter Stegen in goal, our backline Jordi Alba, Christensen, Araujo and Koundé. Midfield 3, De Jong, Busquets, Pedri, and up front 3, Gavi on the left, Rafinha on the right and Lewandowski up top. So only one change from the previous match that we had. Of course, Balde was dropped, Alba in. That's the only change. Rest 11 is just the same. But talking about that first half, and that first half, some coolers are conflicted. Actually, most of the coolers are conflicted between this first half being bad for Barcelona and some coolers think that it was a good half for Barcelona. Well, to be honest, I feel like it's in between. It was a decent half from Barcelona. It wasn't really good, but it wasn't really that bad. Barcelona, of course, dominated possession in this first half, trying to have the control over the ball and just play around with it like they usually do. And output in this match was not that great, which is why I don't say it's not really good. But it wasn't really a bad half as well, because while we were not having effective output, we were still able to create chances and we were still able to have much control in this match and not letting Sevilla too much get into us. Like we did not have any crucial saves to be done from Ter Stegen or anything, or insane tackle or insane interventions. It was just Barcelona trying to play around, and defensively wise, it wasn't too much of an issue for Barcelona. Of course, a few instruction changes were there for the players, like for example Lewandowski. I mean, we have been seeing this from previous matches, like in the past matches where Lewandowski is playing more of a false nine and he stays more to the left flank, and you know, actually he has a free roam. It's not exactly like he stays in the left flank. He actually even comes central, but it depends upon as to where the possession is being carried on. So he sometimes goes and supports Jordi Alba on the left hand side while being a little bit deep, as well as also getting to the central if in case Pedri or Gavi is driving the ball. So he was having a little bit free roam and was playing as a false nine, so being linked up in the playmaking. But I feel like his playmaking, like he was doing today, it was sort of effective for Barcelona because they were having an extra man in playmaking, which is essential. But then at the same time, I just don't think Lewandowski is really a false nine. Like he is a false nine, maybe you could say near the final third. Like you can have some playmaking with him in the final third and stuff, but not too much. If in case, like not too much, you can allow him to be creative. Like he's not that creative. And of course, we were mostly allowing most of our creative output to come from Rafinha, who was not having a good time against Acuna because he was going alone against Acuna and Koundé was not overlapping. I don't know why. I think maybe this also might be an instruction from Xavi. Like actually in our defense, we were not mostly staying with the back two of Christensen and Araujo. It was sometimes staying like a back three where Koundé, Araujo and Christensen used to stay in that centre back trio formation or something. So while Koundé used to overlap sometimes, but most of the times he actually used to invert then overlap, which was making Rafinha then a little bit difficult to invert, where he mostly propels because he likes to use his left foot, try to whip those crosses in and stuff. So he wasn't getting into really fancy situations or really situations that he favors, in which maybe he could exploit his left foot in. So because of that, that was a little bit problematic from Barcelona in terms of output. There was some coming from like Gavi, Pedri, but Pedri was more like a deep playmaker, not being too direct, because around the 4th minute, Busquets got injured. He got subbed off very quickly, and then of course Kessié came on for him. So we were looking at a double pivot of De Jong and Kessié, but not too much, because mostly De Jong used to become like a lone DM, and then Kessié and Pedri used to become interiors. Like Kessié used to push high up top and basically become like a second striker, make those runs, maybe get some players attracted towards him, so there might be some spaces open. Sevilla were going with a mid block, so I guess that's one of the reasons why Kessié was playing like a second striker, to just allow some spaces to be created. But it wasn't working that well, because the thing is, we were kind of losing that composure, that control, and also defensively we were a little bit getting away. And another factor is Frankie de Jong's specialities, like his characteristic. One very big one is of course to carry the ball, in which then he can of course try to either switch to the flanks or maybe try to do some playmaking. But he was not able to do that, because of course if you do that, the defense would be wide open. So de Jong was a bit hindered because of the Kessié coming on and being like a second striker. But nonetheless, Barcelona, they were trying to create some chances. Like Lewandowski had some of them, could not really finish it up. It was some of them was tough. Like there was like a long ball from De Jong where he gave towards Lewandowski, who went inside the box in the right hand side, but then he could not finish it. So and there was a couple of chances as well, like Rafinha trying to give those crosses and stuff inside the box, Koundé giving some inverted runs and stuff. So it was sort of working for Barcelona. Like it was an all-right half from Barcelona, not the best, but not the worst as well. We were trying to create something. So yeah, just like that, Barcelona ends the first half score being 0-0. Now, most of the players, like in terms of player ratings, I feel like everybody played all right. Maybe I would just give some fair shouts, I guess, to Pedri, maybe a little bit to De Jong. Christensen, Araujo, like us, our backline was really good. Jordi Alba attacking wise was good. Our centre back duo, Christensen and Araujo, both were good. Christensen ball playing abilities was amazing. And same goes for Araujo. His ball distribution was good, and he was looking more confident today in terms of distributing the ball and not being shy away and stuff, which was really good. Koundé was not really making those overlapping runs, which was making it a bit difficult for Rafinha. I think maybe he's a little bit less confident in terms of going in those overlapping runs. But yeah, Rafinha was having a little bit struggle in that first half. And yeah, just like that, Barcelona ends the first half, score being 0-0. Now let's talk about the second half, where everything changes. So we went into this second half with two subs from Sevilla. Bryan Gil came on, and of course Lamela came on. Now these were a little bit game changing for Barcelona, because actually in first half what Sampaoli's men were actually doing was that they were doing a mid block. So they were kind of going like a 5-3-2 kind of formation, maybe 5-2-3 kind of formation. Basically they were not allowing much spaces in the middle. There was many times where the manager was constantly instructing his players to not allow any spaces for Barcelona in that midfield area, which constricted Barcelona in terms of playmaking. Like Pedri was not able to really flourish himself out, and Rafinha on the right hand side was also shut because of Acuna. So in this, because of these two substitutions, Sevilla tried to go a little bit more offensive, because I think they wanted to have some control into the match. But that indeed helped Barcelona a little bit, because now spaces started to create. And while Kessié was also still trying to make those second striker runs, he was able to attract players this time, and lots of spaces were being found in the middle, like Pedri, De Jong. You could see at times De Jong was getting into his abilities of carrying the ball forward, getting into final third, and maybe pass it towards Jordi Alba, whatever, right? And Jordi Alba at times was getting into dangerous positions. So we saw a couple of chances in that second half, and of course we did indeed score the goal as well. So the first goal actually came in the 58th minute, and it was Jordi Alba. This one, it starts from Christensen, who gives a long pass towards Rafinha inside the box. Rafinha then quickly gives it towards Kessié. Kessié, fair play to him for this play that he made. He holded the ball a little bit, had Jordi Alba make the run and gave a perfect ball towards Jordi Alba, confusing Bono as well because he did not expect him to give that ball. He thought maybe Jordi Alba would try to shoot from the left-hand side, but he gave it more central towards Alba. Alba then easily hit that in, made it 1-0 for Barcelona. And of course, we did not stop there. We went for a second one as well. And this time, it was Gavi to come into the score sheet. So this time, Koundé gave a long ball towards Rafinha. Rafinha then made a run behind and he was 1v1 against the left back. I think it was Acuna still. So he was 1v1 against him and then he cut in, like he made an inward cut and then he gave a pass with his left foot. Amazing one. Saw Gavi making that run and Gavi hit that in. Fair props to Lewandowski as well, the way he got the player with him, attracted towards him. So because of that, the player could not stop the ball. He could not recover it. And Gavi easily shot it in, made it 2-0 for Barcelona. And we also then got a third goal. And this time it was Rafinha to come onto the score sheet. This time it was De Jong being close and coming into his playmaking. Gave a long pass towards Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba made a run behind, gave a cutback pass inside the box, and Rafinha once again gets into it and shoots, makes it 3-0 for Barcelona. And this was brilliant from Barcelona. Like, we got 3 goals in just in the second half itself, and it was great because the thing was, we were able to open up spaces much more better. And also after that first goal, everybody was feeling much more confident, especially Rafinha, Kessie as well, who was a little bit, he was like average in that first half, but he also got a lot more confidence. The players were awakened. They did not let their tenacity down. They wanted more. They had the hunger, which really helped out for, recovering the ball and as well as the playmaking. And another factor which really helped out in this half was Rafinha's output, because Rafinha was able to give output much better, getting those in behind runs and allowing him to give some time, for some creativity. And he did that. Like, if for example, for the assist that he got again for Gavi, he got a pass from Koundé, and he made a run behind, got time, and of course gave a good assist. At the same time, of course, Jordi Alba with his amazing cutback from the left-hand side. And yeah, he's Jordi Alba definitely has an amazing pass in his locker. That cutback's absolutely brilliant. And Rafinha making those runs as well alongside Lewandowski, really good. And it's like it was a good game from Barcelona, but I think definitely Kessier's role is kind of foreign, and I still think Xavi should use probably Kessier in that deep role, in that defensive role, and have Pedri more freedom, because in this game Pedri was more as a deep playmaker in which he could not flourish that well. Pedri does not flourish like that. If you have seen the previous match, Pedri was being more direct. He was carrying the ball and he was getting much more closer to the final third, from where he was then trying to make things happen. But in this match he was not able to do that much because Kessier was the one who was actually doing that, and it wasn't really helping out. Kessier should, in my opinion, he should be more defensive minded. He's got the physicality, he's got that work rate in him to recover the ball for us and do amazing stuff for us. But Xavi uses him as an interior, which kind of hinders Pedri then. So I'm happy about the result, really happy about stuff, but I think some players need to get figured out about the roles and stuff in this 11. And Koundé has to probably have more confidence in making that overlapping runs, because if he does not, then Rafinha will probably struggle. In this half, Rafinha's most of the chances, or I guess all of the chances that Rafinha was involved in, was mostly when he was near the final third and not him driving the ball. Like, he wasn't dribbling and inverting and then trying to go for some passes. He was there inside the box already or making runs behind. So he has to get some help in terms of creativity, maybe some support for him, like Koundé should give. So yeah, there's some things to still address for Barcelona, for Xavi, but good stuff, good result and amazingness, especially the fact that now we have 8 points lead over Real Madrid, and a very big win as well, 3-0 it really is good for the goal difference, because it really matters throughout the league. You never know when the goal difference matters. So yeah, it's good stuff for Barcelona. And just like that, they win 3-0 against Sevilla. Some subs that Xavi made in that second half: Ansu Fati came on, Ferran came on, Alonso came on, and Balde also came on. Balde showed a little bit good display in that in the second half when he came on. Ansu Fati, Ferran were all right, as well as Marcos Alonso. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, one more thing to mention before dipping is that I'm gonna be doing a watch along for the next match. I think the next match is against Villarreal. So next match, of course, I'll be doing a watch along. So make sure to turn on the notifications. And of course, if you want to do that, you guys have to stay subscribed. So make sure to do that. And yeah, really excited to talk with you guys in the watch along. And yeah, see you guys then. Until then, peace.